Hey y'all, it's Indigo here. I'm a little bit delayed since I was on vacation all last week and I didn't have my equipment with me, but here's my Grand Arena round one. I want to show y'all what went on with that. I did record it, so I'm doing the commentary and editing now. First up, you can see my ships. My opponent put his Millennium Falcon down, and I used my Millennium Falcon. Mine's only 5 stars, but it does pretty good. I mean, I'm used to using it in Arena. If you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know I don't really care for ships. Don't really, know all the nuances and different moves and stuff that they do. I just take the option of kind of Hulk smash. Right there, you can see I use Cassian's U-Wing, bring him in as a reinforcement to get rid of all the buffs, and that way you can target the Millennium Falcon and get rid of that. Once you do that, as long as one of your guys doesn't have the, the debuff from Houndstooth, then you can just target whoever you want and Houndstooth won't be taunting. So if you can get rid of the opponent's Millennium Falcon, it makes it a lot easier on you. And even if you have to end up going and cleaning it up with another fleet, you're still going to win. So if you can get rid of that, it's a good move to bring in Cassian, get rid of all the buffs, and then, try and target their Falcon and take it out. The hardest time I have is taking out the Houndstooth. It seems like nothing wants to do damage to it. The Falcon can put in some good work, and I guess when you bring in that Phoenix Phantom, I think it is, that one can do some good work on it, but it's always a pain. So I just try and get out as many ships as I can, kind of get a numbers advantage. Once you bring in that Phantom, that's when you can start putting some work in on Houndstooth that seems to be able to hit pretty good. Other than that, I try and keep it target locked to get rid of that protection up. But I know some of y'all are going to be watching this and like, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. He should have done this. You're right. When it comes to ships, I have no idea what I'm doing. But it works enough for me to be able to get to the top of the arena if I can remember to do my battles. And it was good enough here to beat this guy. So, good enough. But yeah, as far as knowing all the little tricks of the trade and all the strategy, I have no clue. So there we go. You see my ship battle. Got the job done even with a 5-star Falcon. It does good work. So after we cleared his ships, now that we know that that's, for sure not going to be a hang up, I'll show you guys what he's got up top. He's just got his Bounty Hunters, Phoenix, a Kira squad, but with Nest, some Rogue One in there. Wasn't anything too difficult, so I just figured I could kind of, mow right through this guy. Again, I was on vacation, so I didn't have a lot of prep time to go in, do my homework, and bought out his mods and see where he ranks and all that. I was really able to just do a quick little 2-minute check, and see where he was at, and then hurry up and set my defense as I was able while I was on my vacation. And so I didn't get to do a whole lot of homework on my opponents this round. And it, I figured it would cost me. But here we go. He's got a weak Phoenix team. I did just Rex and Wampa to try to pick up a couple banners. I know y'all seen this counter in several videos. Rex is there just to keep Wampa from getting dazed with the tenacity up. And Wampa's counterattacks pretty much will get the job done. Nothing special or new or innovative about this strategy. You just try and keep Rex alive for the extra points, but Wampa puts in all the work, and really it's his counterattacks that get it done. So you can see there, knock out Sabine. Just got Chopper and Zeb left, and I think Zeb is the one that dazes. But that's not an issue. So there they go. 61 banners. Not too bad. Picked up an extra banner off Perfect with only using 2. Next up is his Ewoks. Imp Troopers will make short work of those. Y'all know how it's done. Once you get 1 kill, just starts the turn meter. Roll right through them. Even if it's not Elder, it doesn't matter because it boosts up your turn meter so much. So there go his Ewoks. Perfect 60 banners on that one. Next up, we'll jump into his Bounty Hunters. If I'm not using First Order, I like to use JTR. She's the next best counter for those because she can manipulate the turn meter on Bosk. You don't have to worry about him getting that taunt up. I don't remember if this one was double Zeta or not, but once you can manipulate his turn meter and ability block, keep him from using his abilities so that he can do the dog pile on you and get the taunt up. It's all about controlling your opponent. And your resistance will get so much turn meter anyway from the exposes. You can see I used Ray and then Stick Ray, Resistance Trooper, BB-8 of course. And then I got Poe in there. I used him just for his mass expose and the fact that he can put down some buff immunity. So I figured he'd be a good like 5th to throw in there. I was really trying to get these done in a hurry. Again, I was on my trip and I just didn't have my, time or equipment and stuff to record. So I was just trying to record anytime I had a minute, whether it was, a long bathroom break or in the middle of a trip where I'm waiting on somebody. I just fought as I could and recorded as I could. But thankfully I was able to get it all recorded so I could just share my progress with you guys and how it went. Even though the matchups are kind of the same time after time sometimes, I still like sharing them, and I definitely still love watching you guys' videos. I watch as many as I can squeeze in. So here we got his own First Order, but he's got a Xeris in there, and so I figured I will go ahead and throw in my First Order because I know my First Order's decently modded, all Gear 12 with the appropriate Zetas, double Zeta Crew, Zeta Kylo, Zeta Stormtrooper. So I know mine's going to get the job done. And it's just a matter of controlling him. I know people like to put that Xeris in there, and maybe that's meant to stop something, but it seems like with the counters I use, I've never really had trouble with that. I mean, because Kylo can put healing immunity down, and it seems like you can hit hard enough or often enough that you can hit through all that healing that she provides. So people do that. To me, it seems like a waste. I don't know, unless you have enough other Jedi geared. I like to use her in a Bastilla team or a GK team or something. It just seems like she's a waste when you can have somebody else there. But you see here was no big deal. Down to Crew left, and Executioner's just chomping right through him. No problem there. Everybody's just piling on. Now he's stunned. He's not going to do anything. And that's about all she wrote. Soon as Executioner gets to go again. There it is. So 59 banners for that one. Not bad at all. Next up, he had a droids team, and it was a pretty weak team. So I had a lot of firepower left. Haven't really fought anyone that used the Grievous team. So I just went OP with it, threw CLS at it, and figured he could shred them. And boy, did he ever. Look at that. Chewie AoE takes out half the team. And then all CLS has to do is change his stance to take out Droideka. And there goes Grievous. 60 banners for that one. Boom. Now we got Traya and friends with Thrawn versus his Kira team with Nest. And since he's got Nest in there, that's a good reason to use your Traya team if you still have it if you got, mainly because DN is there, and you know, you just want to pop his Annihilate off on Nest, then you don't have to worry about timing her turns and does she have this protection up and all that. Can't stand that. It really is annoying. So you can see the trio is just doing their thing here. Went in with just the trio and then Thrawn without the extra. Try to get that extra, you know, point. So Annihilated Nest, done with that. Just got T3, and then what is that, L3 right there. Scion just got his Held by Hatred. Done with that. 60 banners for that one. Next up, we got a Rogue One team. His wasn't too strong. So, and it doesn't matter because EP lead with Vader and Tarkin and Darkside Bastilla are going to get the job done. I just threw Nest in because I still happen to have her. And you know she's going to dispel buffs and hit behind the taunt or hit whoever I want. Really, you know, the strategy against this team is to go ahead and take out Jyn so that she can't revive anybody and make life a pain that way. But you got to get around like K2 and Baze. Between the two of them, they could lock you behind taunt. And we don't want that to happen. So EP with the shock and Darkside Bastilla with the shock, that definitely helps to control the taunts. And then, like I said, Nest with being able to put up buff immunity and then also dispel. It works great. I'm not recommending that everybody go out and use this team for this, but you know, if you happen to have it, it all depends on what your opponent sets. So in my case, my opponent went with a rather weak defense. So I had a lot of overpowered characters left to use. So this is what I end up with. I just picked something that really plays on the weaknesses of that enemy team, and I had it, so it's not going to do me any good sitting on my bench. Might as well use it, right? So here we go. You can just see I'm raining debuffs on them and just getting them down to where I can knock out Baze with like a well-timed culling blade. And there it is. Done with that. Zapping Turret. Got what Cassie in there. And there he goes. Done with that one. I figured my opponent, since he did save a lot for offense, he would end up playing the efficiency game with me. You can see I finished with 1690 banners, and he hadn't moved yet. This is what he did end up doing. He got stuck on my Revan team, so he only finished with 1244 banners and left my Revan team standing. That was the end of that for round one. So undefeated, off to round two. Shout out to my buddy Mikayas. He runs a modding service. He'll go through, make sure you got the right squad compositions and the right mods on the right characters. Give your account a real nice tune-up. I'll put the link to his Discord in my description. Go ahead and check him out. Tell him Indigo sent you. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.